Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you on a guided boat tour of City Island in the Bronx in New York City. Come along for the ride. City Island is located in the northeast Bronx and is only accessible by land from Pelham Bay Park via the City Island Bridge. It's a residential area of New York City, but known for its small town feel, and it's a popular escape from the rush of city life. Many people flock to the island for its unique stores, relaxed atmosphere, and most notably, its restaurants, many of which serve great seafood dishes. But there's another side to the island that most people don't get to experience. Most people visiting the island don't get to see the island by boat, so that's exactly what we'll do today. We're going to start our tour today by the City Island Bridge. We'll actually go underneath the bridge and then go around the island and wind up right in the same spot that we're at right now. The City Island Bridge connects mainland Bronx to City Island, and this area of land that you see off to this side is called Rodman's Neck. Let's get underway. Rodman's Neck is home to a firing range for the New York City Police Department, and you can often hear members of the NYPD in target practice while on City Island, as sound travels very easily over the water. Rodman's Neck, part of the Bronx, is on mainland USA, and it's the City Island Bridge that transports everybody into a nautical community on an island right here in New York City. To the right is Bridge Park. It's the only area where the water runs alongside the island's main street. If you drive south on City Island Avenue, you're not going to see the water again until you've reached the end of the island. We'll see that point later on our tour. This is the new City Island Bridge, which is the only way to get to City Island by car, by bus, by bike, or by foot. City Island is very close to land, and a bridge is essential to help the island thrive. There are many residents and businesses on the island, and there's no ferry service. The new City Island Bridge, seen here, opened on October of 2017 and replaced a bridge that had been in operation since 1901. The old bridge was a swing bridge that opened to allow for taller boats to pass through the channel, although the swing portion was not operational after the 1960s. Since City Island is only about 1.5 miles long, it doesn't take too much time to just go around the island if you need to cross this area and can't fit under the bridge. The bridge carries one lane of traffic onto the island, one lane of traffic off of the island, and a central lane used for emergency vehicles only. While the current bridge was being constructed, the city erected a temporary bridge for active traffic to allow the old bridge to be demolished and the new bridge to be built. After crossing the bridge by car and turning to the left, the road leads to a smaller section of the island seen here. This area includes marinas, restaurants, a marine supply store, and homes. Behind the marina that you just saw, this is what part of that area looks like. And for boaters, it's good to know that this here is the only fuel dock on the island. Are you hungry? Dockside dining is available just north of the fuel dock. The west side of the island is the only side where you can dock and dine. We'll see some more dock and dine options later on. At many of these restaurants, you have the option of walking into the restaurant or having food delivered right to your boat. If you're arriving by car and want to go fishing, it's in this area where you can catch a 90-foot long fishing boat. As we continue north, Orchard Beach becomes visible on the left side, and the channel becomes wider. We've just passed an area with a speed restriction, however, we will continue to go slow so that you can take in all of the sights. City Island is part of the Pelham Islands, and we'll be passing by a few of them as we work our way around City Island. Just behind me is High Island, and as you can see, there are two tall radio antennas on the island. High Island is connected to City Island by a bridge, and below that bridge, you'll notice that you can actually see some land. That's a sandbar. At low tide, that is completely exposed, and you can actually walk across. The island and bridge are completely off limits to the public, and this is as close as you can get by land on the northeast side of City Island. The bridge is very narrow and has a slight curve around its midpoint. The radio towers on the island are used for local New York City radio stations, and the taller tower has a height of 548 feet. We're now approaching the north side of City Island, but we can't actually hug the island because we've got High Island in the way, and a series of rocks that are right over here called the Chimney Sweeps. The Chimney Sweeps are small bedrock islands. Some say that the islands got their name because they resemble tools used to sweep chimneys, and others say that a person employed as a chimney sweeper bought the islands. People who rent boats from the local bait and tackle shop love to fish in this area. As a hazard to navigation, the chimney sweeps are marked by buoys. This is the northernmost portion of our journey today, and as you can see, we are in open water. Long Island Sound is behind me, and the wind is blowing just a little bit more here. We're also capturing our first glimpse of Hart Island. That's spelled H-A-R-T, and it has a very long history, but now serves as New York City's Potter's Field. It's slightly smaller than City Island and uninhabited by anyone living. As we head east, we see the north end of Orchard Beach behind us, and to our left, we can see the tall buildings of downtown New Rochelle, New York in Westchester County. The buoy behind me represents the northeast tip, and we're going around that, and now we're going to start proceeding south. Because of the presence of High Island and the chimney sweeps, we had to widen our turn around City Island, but we're headed back towards City Island and the south side of High Island here. On this side of High Island, you can see how the 8-acre island lives up to its name with some higher rock formations. You can also see the high tide watermark on the rocks. The building that you see is not inhabited, but the island used to have someone living on it years ago to take care of the radio antennas. The higher tower is marked on aviation charts, but in 1967, a small plane crashed into it. The towers are slightly east of the approach path to runway 22 at LaGuardia Airport. We're now on the other side of High Island and approaching some of the residential areas of the northeast area of City Island. I hope you're enjoying this video. Please take a moment to consider liking and subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to hit that little bell button so that you're made aware of every time I post a new video for you. The northeast side of City Island features many private homes, and some of the homes that are on the water have their own beaches. And it looks like a hazard to navigation along our route here today. We're going to head east for a few hundred feet to avoid some rocks that are located between Rat Island and City Island. The name of the rock cluster is called Green Flats, and we most certainly do not want to hit it. But let's go check out Rat Island. The rocks here make up Green Flats, which is a reef that's exposed at lower tides. At 2.5 acres, Rat Island is made up of bedrock. The island has a long history and was once used as a quarantine for typhoid patients in the 1800s, and later on became a colony for artists and writers. It's hard to even imagine that now with its rocky surface. Some say that the island got its name as escaping prisoners known as rats from nearby Hart Island stopped there on their way to City Island. Behind me is Rat Island, and that's a statue of William Tell. The island has had several owners throughout the years, and the current owner purchased the island in 2011 for $160,000. The owner actually lives on City Island and has a view of the island from his backyard, so he decided to purchase the island and call it his own. He's also a Swiss resident and decided to represent his country by erecting a statue of the Swiss folk hero William Tell, a marksman, right on the island. William Tell assassinated Albrecht Gessler of the Austrian dukes of the House of Habsburg with a crossbow. William Tell's name lives on worldwide in the opera William Tell, which is known for its famous overture. William Tell is an important part of Swiss history and now the focal point of Rat Island. The island's owner planted the Swiss flag next to the U.S. flag on the island's south side and added 4 directional signs pointing to various cities in Switzerland. This is definitely one of the more unique islands in New York City. As we turn back towards City Island, just behind Rat Island is the Touring Kayak Club, or TKC, which was founded in 1927 and known for its Boot Hill Cup race around Hart Island. As we continue south, we pass by the Kirby Street Marina and the New York Sailing Center, a sailing school which has been in operation since 1968. There's a launch dock here for the many sailboats at the moorings in the mooring field. This is Pelham Cemetery, which was established in the 1880s and is the only cemetery in New York City that's on the water. Many of those buried here were residents of City Island. City Island residents are either called clam diggers or mussel suckers. Clam diggers are those who were born on City Island, and mussel suckers are those who moved to City Island. Some of the grave markers list the nautical ranks of the deceased and are decorated with nautical themes. This includes many families that were in the oyster business. This is the only cemetery of its kind in New York City. We're now at the midpoint of the east side of City Island as we work our way through the mooring field and continue south. In the mooring field, in addition to the multiple sailboats, you'll also find some boats that are designed specifically for fishing. Up next are Barron's Boatyard and Fenton Marine. These boatyards have large lots for winter storage. When the season starts, boats are launched into the water by giant lifts. Moving along, we come across the Hart Island ferry dock at the east end of Fordham Street, which is the base for a ferry to Hart Island. The ferry is used by prisoners from Rikers Island to transport recently deceased and unclaimed bodies to the Potter's Field on the island for burial. You'll sometimes see New York City Department of Correction vehicles on City Island transporting the prisoners from Rikers Island to City Island. The New York Department of Correction limits those visiting the island, and the ferry operates very infrequently. A new public park at the end of Fordham Street offers views of the ferry dock and Hart Island across City Island Harbor. Hart Island has served many purposes, including a Civil War prison camp, a quarantine station, and was once fitted with underground Nike Ajax missile silos. Its sole purpose today is a burial ground for burials of the unknown. In recent years, new housing condos have been constructed on City Island's shores, providing excellent views. These homes have a community room that's located on a pier over the water. We're now passing by the North Miniford and South Miniford Yacht Clubs. They share the same entranceway by sea and are the largest marinas on City Island. The marinas are full service and provide many amenities for boaters. In the 1700s, City Island itself was known as Miniford's Island, and these marinas, along with Miniford Avenue on City Island, pay respect to that name. The Minifords have some great views of the southern tip of Hart Island and the Long Island Sound. There's been a boatyard at this location since 1920, and 7 America's Cup winners were built at the North Miniford Yacht Club. The America's Cup is the award given to the winner of a sailing match that was founded in 1851. We're now passing by Consolidated Yachts. Consolidated is one of the oldest shipyards here on City Island. It's actually the first marina that had a marine railway. So boats were able to be launched from the land to the sea by tracks. It's at this location where PT boats for World War II were built. PT boats were patrol torpedo boats used by the U.S. Navy and were very fast. We're now approaching the southern tip of City Island, just south of Consolidated Yachts. There are a few homes here that overlook Long Island Sound with some magnificent views. This area was once home to more boatyards that have been demolished, but some of the wooden remains of the docks can still be seen today. Just above the docks are homes that have been built where the marine buildings used to be. The homes are located at the ends of 3 dead-end streets just before the end of the island. And these homes have a beautiful view of the Stepping Stones Lighthouse, which is just behind me. The Stepping Stones Lighthouse marks a series of rocks that's located between the land in Nassau County and the lighthouse itself. Stepping Stones is in the Victorian style and is made of red brick. There's an exact duplicate of this lighthouse on the Hudson River between Hudson and Athens, New York. At the very end of City Island Avenue is Belden Point. Belden Point is as far south as you can possibly get and is directly behind me. It's flanked by 2 restaurants. The 2 restaurants at the end offer cafeteria-style dining and serve primarily seafood dishes. Diners have the option of dining indoors or outdoors where they can enjoy the fresh breeze of Long Island Sound. So that's Belden Point right behind me. We're going to hug City Island and get very close to Belden Point as we go around. If we proceed too far south, we're going to come in contact with Big Tom, which are some rocks that you really don't want to hit. Big Tom is probably named after Thomas Pell, who was a landowner in this area many, many years ago. Besides Bridge Park on the north side, Belden Point is the only other place where you can see the water from the main road, City Island Avenue. And when you reach it, you have to turn around. And from the water, this is one of the only places where you can see City Island Avenue too. Belden Point is named for William Belden, who ran a resort and amusement park there in the 1890s. Directly behind me here, you can see the launch for the Morris Yacht Club, which is the southernmost yacht club on City Island. The Morris Yacht Club is home to primarily sailboats, and most of the boats there are on moorings. As we pass the Morris Yacht Club, we proceed very slowly, observing the no wake sign. This yacht club has been around for over a century. It has its own private beach, restaurant, and a tiki bar. A fire burned its clubhouse in 2012, but it was eventually rebuilt. The views here focus on Long Island Sound and Eastchester Bay. We're now working our way north, and as you can see here, there's a launch for the mooring field for the many boats that are moored outside the area. We're going to continue northward and go around many of the boats that you see here. As we head north, we see a part of the island that is highly residential, and a majority of the homes here have their own beaches or share the beaches with their neighbors. There are no public beaches on City Island, so if you're in the area, you'll have to go to Orchard Beach to enjoy the water. We're now going through that mooring field, and as you can see, there are a lot of boats here. Many of the homes here have their own private launches. And we're now passing by the launch for the City Island Yacht Club. The City Island Yacht Club was incorporated in 1907. It's moved around the island multiple times before arriving at its current location. The yacht club is known for having a long history of racing, and many of the boats of this yacht club have raced all over North America. The club has a restaurant and hosts safe boating courses by the City Island Power Squadron. Like most streets on City Island, the City Island Yacht Club is at the end of a dead-end street where you'll often find small private beaches like this one. Here's the same street seen from the water. Note the multi-level apartment building, the only one of its kind on the water. Just north of the City Island Yacht Club are more private homes with beaches, docks, and moorings. The water here is known as Eastchester Bay, between City Island and mainland Bronx. If you're on the back deck of your home or lounging on your moored boat, you'll have a great view of the Throgs Neck Bridge from this area. Opened in 1961, this bridge connects the Bronx to Queens. This is one of the largest clusters of waterfront property on City Island. Residents here enjoy a relaxed lifestyle on the water while in the largest city in the United States. City Island is more than just great places to eat. This area was the site of the Stuyvesant Yacht Club, which is no longer active, and you can see some storm damage on the dock. The club had been in existence for over a century after having changed its location several times before this site was chosen as its final location. The homes here are charming with their very unique architecture and unlike many of the other homes on the water. The next point of interest is the Harlem Yacht Club, which was originally located on the Harlem River when it was founded in the 1880s and is the third oldest club in New York City that's still operating. It moved to City Island in 1915. The yacht club has a restaurant, a launch dock for moored boats, and is known for its sailing, racing, as well as flag-raising ceremonies and cannon salutes. Just around the vicinity of the City Island Bridge is known for having more marinas and a few restaurants that actually do have some waterfront dining right over here. Behind these old pilings is one of 3 restaurants that is strictly cafeteria style, offering various seafood dishes on the water. Unlike other restaurants to the south, diners here have the option to eat outdoors behind the restaurants on the water or arrive by boat for a nice dock and dine experience. Just behind some of the restaurants that are located on City Island Avenue are several marinas used primarily for recreational boating. Here you'll also find boat rentals and fishing charter boats. From the street side on City Island Avenue, this is what some of the restaurants look like up front, but their backsides offer some unparalleled views. As our tour comes to a close, we're now approaching the port where we started as we get closer to the City Island Bridge, ending our complete circumnavigation of City Island. City Island has a rich nautical history and is undeniably an oasis in a metropolis. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to provide you a different type of view of the island than you normally see. Most people come to City Island for dining and for different types of experiences that are nautical, but they really don't get the full-blown experience by going out in a boat. And I hope I was able to show that to you today. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and please don't forget to subscribe for some more videos.